Hello gamers, and welcome back to another episode of Solo Spelunking. And this episode is a little bit delayed because I had some things to attend to, but now I'm back in my gaming den and it is Wednesday and I'm trying to get back to my schedule of 2 videos a week, 1 video midweek and 1 video around or on the weekend. So, before I start, I want to show you something because I did something that I think is pretty nice. This is the Shadowdark Complete Quick Start because I took the Player Quick Start Guide and the DM Quick Start Guide and I merged the PDFs and I got them printed on an online or at an online print vendor or print shop, and I had 5 of these printed because it's pretty cheap. Actually, you pay like for the first one when they need to set everything up, you pay like a certain amount, and every other copy is dirt cheap compared to what you have to pay for the setup. So I usually do not order 1, but I ordered 5 of these, and they're ideal for taking with you to a con. If you want to run a game at the con and you don't want to take your fancy book with you because you don't want to get it, don't want it to get dirty or lose it or whatever. And because I got 5 of them, I could pass out 1 to each player on the table, or if I run a group game, which I seldom do now, at least not an RPG. And so everybody then has a copy and then you can just collect them. So this is, I think, pretty neat, pretty compact, nice little, complete little role-playing game, which is a handy reference. Yeah, and as you can see from the setup, I will be continuing my Star Wars Shadowdark campaign because I'm pretty eager to continue. It's been a while. And I want to see how the story progresses. And I want to get back to my new favorite characters. Nash Duncan, our scoundrel pilot for hire smuggler, and his mysterious client, patron, passenger, Rhya, an Eldridian shadow huntress. And I also got something because I figured it would be nice to play Shadowdark with black and white dice because of the black and white theme. So not only Shadowdark but also Shadowdark. So I got 2 sets of these Chessex black and white simple role-playing dice that I will be using as if I hadn't I don't know if I got enough dice already, but still I had to get these black and white ones because I think they're pretty neat. So without further ado, just a real quick recap. So I'm not going to recount the session. I'm just going to read you my bullet point notes that I did after the last session. So we found the derelict science vessel after a little search. We docked at the underside of the vessel. We explored the Eldridian vessel. We discovered 2 dead bodies of pirates or scavengers. One of them had a tattoo on his chest, a male one, and Nash Duncan, he made a picture or took a picture of this tattoo. And sadly, the data core is gone, and it probably was taken by these marauders, pirates, scavengers. Rhya destroyed the vessel by overloading the reactor, and she asked me to help her track down the pirates. And we still, and this is what we will start the session with, we still have to discuss the matter of payment. Because, as one of our favorite smugglers said, I'm not in it for you, princess, I'm in it for the money. So this is where what I need as well to get my ship upgraded and enhanced and all this good stuff. So we need to talk about payment. So, and just as a quick reminder, we are here at the edge of this Keldor nebula in the Keldor sector in the outer rim. And I gotta see if you can see this all right. I hope so. Yeah, so this is where we're at. And we are back on board on my vessel. And we destroyed, or Rhya destroyed, the Eldridian vessel. So she goes, quickly, what can we do to track down these pirates? I don't know. Do they leave some sort of trail, like an iron trail, or is there some sort of power signature or fluctuation when they enter hyperspace that we can maybe detect? So you're the pilot. What can we do? And I get the feeling that she is a little bit uneasy and wants to get going right away, because she she fears that the Eldridian secrets might be compromised if we linger too long. So this is OC. I don't know this, but I do detect a sense of urgency in her voice. And as you remember, in one of the last episodes, I successfully made a check to read her expression, basically, which is not easy. It was difficult, but since I'm a gambler from my background, so I'm used to reading people, and because of my high wisdom, I managed to read her. So I will not roll this every time now. I'm able to pick up at least basic emotions, I would say, from her. So I sense that there's some urgency in her voice. Yeah, we will do all that, and I will get to I will fine-tune my sensors and detect for an ion trail, because every ion drive leaves a trail, and maybe from this ion trail I can determine where they entered hyperspace, and maybe I can calculate their trajectory to narrow down possible destinations. But, and you probably won't like it, but I got to bring this topic up. While I'm doing this, we need to discuss the topic of payment. Because you paid me to get you here. You sort of accomplished your mission because you destroyed the vessel, but you failed to recover the artifact. And now usually I would take you back, but now there's a change of plans, because now you want me to help you on your little goose chase across the Keldor sector to retrieve this missing item. So we need to discuss the topic of payment. So you can think about this while I'm adjusting the scanners, I just say, and I leave her to it. All right, so this is not an easy task. It's an intelligence roll, and I say it is a DC 15. And I do not get advantage because my background does not really fit, and my expert talent, which is Silver Tongue, also does not fit. So it's just a normal roll, DC 15. I get a +2 bonus, and sadly, I'm out of luck tokens because I used them all last session and I didn't rest yet. So let's see. So I'm adjusting the scanners and calibrating them to detect. Let's make it DC 12. It is not that difficult to detect an engine ion trail, I say. Oh, lucky, I said it's DC 12, so I rolled a 10 plus 2. That is exactly 12, so I manage to detect something. So I adjust the scanners. As a little reminder, this little rundown vessel is my ship, the versatile rust bucket, my Corellian Engineering YR1080 light freighter. So this is a predecessor to the successful YT series of Corellian transports, and it only has very basic stats. So I go, all right, I got something. I got an iron trail here, which is not a trail that I left behind, and I think I can get a trajectory from it. So let's see if I can narrow down possible destinations. Okay, so let's see. So as far as I'm concerned now as a GM, they're basically from here and from the trajectory, the possibility would be Perrin, Genesis 1, Kelkaris, or Gold Rock. Those are the possibilities, because they wouldn't go here because they know this is basically an unexplored system, I would say. So one of these four. So let's see where this trajectory lead. Doesn't mean that they're actually there, but to narrow down the choices. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm rolling a d4. It's a 3, which is Kelkaris, the system where we came from. So from the trajectory, I would suggest that they were heading towards Kelkaris, so the planet where we also started our journey. And it actually makes sense, because Kelkaris, I don't know if you have noticed, I'm addressing Rhya, is a pretty rough and tumble place. It is run by criminal organizations. It is a wretched hive of scum and villainy, controlled by the Huts. And there's basically no real law there. Nobody really cares. And it is also a good place to sell stolen items or rare items, or maybe to find someone that might be able to decrypt it. So if you're okay with it, I would calculate a course back to Kelkaris. And and I got this tattoo photographed, so we might be able to ask around and get some information about this tattoo that might lead us someplace. It is fine with me. It seems like a good course of action and a good start. All right, and because we have already traveled to Kelkaris or from Kelkaris, the calculations shouldn't be as time consuming and also not as difficult, because because I can just use my past navigation data. All right, so this is not really a hyperspace route, so it's still somewhat difficult, but it doesn't take that long anymore, and and it's not that difficult because the astrogation data that I got is pretty recent. So so we can do that. Let me check something on the camera real quick. Yeah. All right, so that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 hours times 2, that is 20. So that'll be 25 hours this time around, which is a lot shorter. It was 37 hours to get here, and now it's 22 hours to get back. So we save a couple of hours, and it's not a DC 15, it's only a DC 12 intelligence roll to calculate the course. All right, so that's 8, that's 10. So I missed by less than 5, so the ship simply does not enter hyperspace. So if I miss by more than 5, or by 5 or more, it enters hyperspace, and I have to roll if a cataclysm occurs. So let's recalculate. All right, 13 plus 2, that is 15. So I'm able to calculate a route and head for the hyperspace levers, and off we go. 25 hours of travel time, which would be 3 encounter rolls with 1d10, and on a 1 there will be a random encounter. But before I roll that, we need to discuss payment. All right, Rhya, so now we are on our way. So how do you, or what did you decide? How will you handle my fee? And she looks at me almost distasteful and goes, "You humans, so driven by money and greed." Yeah, well, sorry, but spare me this entire "you human" speech now, all right? I won't have it anymore. I mean, I'll gladly help you, but see, running a ship like this, it's expensive. I need fuel, I need supplies, I need money for repairs. If we get in a tight spot, you want this ship to be top notch. And I have to pay landing fees, maybe docking bay rental fees. I mean, this is not a charity, Rhya, sorry. So if you want it convenient, and this is, I think, what you want, because you already got me involved in this, you need to cough up some credits. You could start by paying me what was agreed for getting you here, and then, yeah, we can work something out. Yeah, all right. You don't need to get all excited. Money shouldn't be a problem. Well, that is nice to hear. So she reaches into a pocket on her belt and gets out a few cred chips and goes, "I think you prefer cash." And she hands me over these credit chips, and those are 7,500 credits, because this is what we agreed upon for payment. I wrote it down here, and I got, damn, look at this, what happened with my fountain pen. All right, so I think I'll have to pause this video for a moment and get this cleaned up, and then we will be right back. I'll see you soon. All right, gamers, I'm back, and yeah, it's didn't quite come off all the way. It'll take a couple of days. I think the reason is because I was traveling the last couple of days, and I took my fountain pen with me, and I think in the luggage and handling the luggage and everything, this is the first time I've used it since my trip. Probably this is where, I don't know, the ink maybe, yeah, got out of it. But I think it should be fine now. All right, so back to business. So she pays me. She gets me credits, 7,500. And I already had 600 from the dead guy, so I just updated my character log, my credit balance. So I'm at 8,100 credits now. And also, I don't know if you were following around, but I released some very short supplements for Shadowdark, and one of them was Carousing in the Galaxy. It's pay what you want on DriveThruRPG, so you can pick it up. And there I set out some guidelines regarding gaining experience points by transferring credits, or by calculating experience points according to credits gained. And I also, converted the carousing rules. So they are basically stated that you should use mission payment as a measurement to gain experience points, because space opera adventures are somewhat different than classic fantasy delve adventures. And I set a rate of 2000 credits for 1 XP. But the thing is, of course, if this would be a real party, we would have basically divide the pay between characters. So, but this is different because one character is basically paying the other. So it would be, I think, a little bit of an abusement of the system if I would just translate now these 7,500 credits into XP and get myself 3 XP. So what I will do is I will divide this by 2, just assuming, because we're a party of 2, that I only got half of it when it comes to calculating XP. So that would be 3,750, I guess. Yeah. So, and for every full 2,000, I would get 1 XP. So I basically only get 1 XP, but then I can use the money as well to carouse if I wanted to gain additional XP. And what I will do is I will just have Rhya level up with me, because she also would get 1 XP now. So I put this down here, XP. So I'm at 1 XP, and Rhya also. Because I also divide this by 2 for her. So, and then maybe I get an opportunity to carouse. So we are at 1 XP. We need 10 to level up. So we got quite a way to go. All right. So, so that was payment for this job. So how are we going to handle this? I don't know. Why don't you make a suggestion? She goes. After all, it is you who wants the money. All right. All right, let's do it like this. As long as I stick with you and as long as I accompany you and aid you in your quest, you will just pay me a flat fee of 500 credits a day. And if we have to I don't know, go someplace, we will negotiate something else if it involves a longer space travel. So what do you say? Actually, I have no sense of value regarding these kind of things. Usually I work on my own, and the funds I need, they are provided to me by the forces I work for. So I think, because this is a matter of urgency and importance, I think 500 credits a day would be agreeable. All right, so then 500 credits a day it is. Let's shake hands. And I give her my outstretched hand, or I offer her my outstretched hand. And she just tilts her head slightly and raises an eyebrow. Is this what you humans do? Yeah, this is usually what we do to seal a deal or a contract. Well, if this is the custom you're accustomed to, I will honor that custom. She just goes and grabs my hand and shakes it. So that concludes our deal, I guess. Yeah. All right, so 25 hours, which is just I'm just keeping track, which would be 1 day. So it's 24 hours in a day. I know that, she goes. All right, so we are off, and let's make a quick note, because the last entry is we still have to discuss the matter of payment. And then I just add agreed upon 500 credits a day, and longer journeys are negotiated extra. Well, look at it this way. I go, as long as we're traveling together, you can stay on my ship, you can use the consumables that I have, the supplies, so at least you don't have any expenses for food and lodging. Indeed, she just goes. All right, so let's roll for encounters. It is 25 hours, which is 3 encounter checks for every fraction of 10 hours. And on a 1 on a d10, there will be an encounter. No encounter, but 1 more roll left. No. All right, so 25 hours pass, and we arrive 25 hours later in the Kelkaris system. So beep, 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 beep. The proximity alert goes off, and I reversed the levers, and we appear in real space in the Kelkaris system, controlled by the huts at the edge of hut space. And it's a wretched hive of scum and villainy. And we have already determined that the planet has 3 major cities, and the capital city is called Kelkaris Prime. It's the planet's capital, and also the city where the planet's only starport is located, with 3 million inhabitants. It's just a normal spread out city, so no layered vertical city, just a normal large city with futuristic skyscrapers and alleyways and streets, and of course also shady districts. Like I said, it's a wretched hive of scum and villainy. And so now we are we just appeared or exited hyperspace, and now we have to approach the planet. And of course there's the possibility of an encounter while we are heading for the planet's capital, Kelkaris Prime, since this is also a rough and tumble region of space. So let's roll 1d6, and on a 1 or 2 there's an encounter on our approach to the planet. No, there's not. I rolled a 4. So no encounter on our approach to the planet. So there's quite a lot of traffic here, because only starport, large city, 3 million inhabitants. And what I haven't done yet, I have not determined some more details for this planet. And because I figure we will spend some time there, I will use these Womp Rats roll tables and get some more details regarding the planet, regarding the biomes, and maybe also the city style. This is interesting. All right, so I just put down no encounters. Arrive in Kelkaris on approach to land. And let's see what else we can determine about this planet. So first, biomes. So it is, this is the cell 3, and entry 1. Mangroves. This actually fits because, like I said, it's controlled by the Hutts, and the Hutt home planet is also very swampy and marsh-like. All right, so but I will roll one more. So the biomes are mangroves, and we also have again the cell 1 and the entry 5, which is desert. All right, this is interesting. Mangroves and desert. All right, so the southern hemisphere of this planet, which has 1d6 land major continents or land masses. Oh, 6. All right, so they're smaller continents. Mangroves and deserts, and we have 6 continents. And we have 4 in the northern hemisphere. And we have 2 in the southern hemisphere. And the southern hemisphere is where the desert terrain is. So it's very, very uninviting, very hostile terrain, and only very, there's some minor outposts maybe, or some solar power stations, but it's not really populated, the southern hemisphere. And there is the desert. And the northern hemisphere is this green brownish mangrove landscape basically, and and this is also where the major cities are located. All right, so we approach and we land in Kelkaris Prime. And once we set down, we exit. Let's determine the time. 1d20 for the hour of the day to see if we can do anything still. All right, it's the 12th hour, which is noon. All right, so we land at around noon. Land at 12 noon. All right, so we have the day and into the night still to make use of. All right, so we land. All right, Rhya. So what do you suggest? Do you want to split up, or do we want to stick together? If I might make a suggestion, I suggest sticking together, because this is a rough and tumble city, and no offense, but I'm used to dealing with these kind of people, and I might be able to find something out, but I need backup in case I come or get into a tight spot. And from what I've seen so far, you're pretty competent in a fight. So I'd rather have you with me. All right, I will trust your judgment on this. All right, so let's head out and let's head into the spacers section. All right, let's see if I can find a nice little picture that might give you an impression of the cityscape. Yeah, this is actually pretty fitting. All right, so here we go again with the pictures. So this is basically the starport section. Here you can see like this greenish, brownish mangrove terrain. It sort of fits. Let me see how this looks to you. Yeah, I think it's all right. And there are like monorails and tube rails that lead from the spaceport section into the main city section. So that is the planet, or the city of Kelkaris Prime with the starport, so that you get a feel for the atmosphere and the looks. So this is how it looks like. All right, so yeah, so we head into the city. I got the docking bay locked down real tight, and then I go, you know, I might know someone who might know something and who might be able to help me or give me a clue, but I can't guarantee anything. But let me make a few inquiries. I go. And this is now where my scoundrel ability, Friends in Low Places, comes in, where you might know someone who might help you. And by the rules, this is a charisma check rolled with advantage. Sadly, I do not have a bonus. And the DC basically depends on what it is you want to know, how difficult it is to get. So I would set this at a DC 12 because, and I got my 2 luck tokens back because, of course, in those 25 hours of travel time, we finished also a rest. And we are also fully healed. So Rhya, she had lost 1 hit point because of the backlash when she tried to use the force. But this is also gone. So let me get her character log out. So she's also back to full health. All right. So let's see. It's a DC 12 with advantage and no bonus or modifier. Oh, look at this. 1 and 9. Oh, god damn it. All right. But I will use a luck token because first I want to impress Rhya, and second, why not? One more try. So I ask around. Yes, 10 and 18. That's great. All right, 18. So, yeah, after a little bit of digging and buying some drinks, I find someone, and it is a Kubats. Those let's stick with the cliches. It's a Kubats, those black-skinned people with a long snout. That was the one in A New Hope that spied on Han and led the Empire to the docking bay. All right, so it's a Kubats. And I talk to him, and he goes, "Well, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you are still alive. So what is it I can do for you?" Well, I need some information. And I show him the picture of the tattoo that I took from the dead body. "Have you seen this tattoo before? Does it belong to a gang or group? And you got an idea where I could maybe find them?" "Ah,
Into dangerous territory, I think you're about to venture, huh? Yeah, I might have heard of this group, but let's not talk here. I gotta make some inquiries. Let's meet up tonight at 10 p.m. in the...
Let me roll a cantina name. Cantina names here. All right, so again, first one is the cell. Cell 2 and the entry. It'll be 5. It's club. All right, and I need another one. Club. And 6 and 6 and 6. Stubborn.
All right, let's meet at 10 p.m. at the Stubborn Club. It's not hard to find. It's on the edge of the Gamblers District.
All right, I'll be there. 2200 hours, Stubborn Club, edge of the Gamblers District. I'll be there. And then hopefully you got something for me.
Well, hopefully you got something for me, you know. This information is not free, you must know.
Of course. I'll guess we can work something out.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, so I talked to Rhya. All right, so we might have a small lead. I mean, you heard the exchange. So we almost have, well, we got 10 hours left. So yeah, we could try to dig around some more, but that might get some people interested in us if we are not careful, or we can just head back to the ship, get some rest just in case it'll be a long night, and then we'll head over to the Stubborn Club at 2200 hours. Maybe let's head over there a little bit earlier and hit the casinos, because my background is of course gambler and I got some money on my hands. Well, if you want to risk your hard-earned cash betting on some rigged game, that is fine with me, but don't expect me to accompany you. If it's all right with you, I'll be in your ship and get prepared, and I will meet you at 2200 hours in the Stubborn Club. All right then. I'll guess you will not just fly away with my ship, so let me give you the access code. And I'll whisper the access code into her ear for my starship. And yeah, I also slip her a data card. You not only need the access code, you also need this key card. And of course I got another one too. All right, so it's a 2-factor thing. You need the code and the key card. All right, I think after you've spent so many hours on my ship, you will find your way around. And I think you will not just fly away on me. I will make use of the time and try to get some things that might be useful. All right, do that then. All right, so she goes away to my ship and I will go shopping. So I got 8,100 credits. So the first thing I want to get, of course, is a heavy blaster pistol, because I only have a normal blaster pistol, and every smuggler worth his weight in credits needs a heavy blaster pistol. The good old DL-44 heavy blaster pistol. So, and this one is 750 credits. Let's get this up here. Shadowdark, here it is. Let me check this. It's 750 credits, yes, and it deals 1d8 points of damage. All right, so I'll get that. So minus 750. And now I will keep my blaster pistol just in case, and I will get a concealed holster, a shoulder holster, and I will put my blaster pistol underneath my leather jacket here in a shoulder holster, and I get a normal holster for my newly acquired DL44. So I put down DL44, and that's 750, and I pay 200 more, so 950 for the concealed holster. So I not only have a blaster, I also have a DL44, which sadly I attack with +0, but 1d8 +1, because for my talent I rolled ranged damage +1 when I created my character. Alright, so I got a DL44 and a concealed holster underneath my leather jacket, which is also my light armor. So I got that. Then I will get 2 med packs. And 1 med pack is 500, so for 1,000 I will get 2 med packs. That fills up 2 slots. I got 11 slots. So med pack. It's a one-use item that heals 1d6 hit points. So 2 med packs. And what else might I need? I think that should be it for now. Or should I get some binoculars or macro binoculars for 1,000 credits? I mean, Rhya has them, but I don't know that. So I figured this might come in handy if we need to stake out a location maybe. Yeah, so I will get some binoculars as well. That's another 1,000. So, and we're already almost 3,000 credits short. So I did some shopping. Let's say this took like 3 hours. So at 1,500 hours, I return to the ship. And then I get some rest. And then at 2,200 hours, we head to the Stubborn Club. And I will hit the casinos maybe one other time. All right, so we enter the Stubborn Club, and it's a pretty filthy, low-budget cantina, and it looks pretty crowded. That's it. So this is the Stubborn Club. Let me check. Yeah. All right, so it's dimly lit. You see there's a variety of aliens and humans there. There's a bar, and yeah, we sit down at one of these tables at the wall and wait for our contact. So we arrive a little bit earlier, and I keep the entrance and exit in view, and yeah, and see what happens. So let's see if he arrives. It is a 50-50 chance. So 4, 5, 6, he will arrive. 4, yes indeed. So he does arrive, but let's check if there might be trouble. Again, 1, 2, 3, there might be trouble. And yes, there's trouble. All right, So, yeah, so we sit down, he enters, and as he enters, I see him looking around the room. I'll give him a quick nod and a quick subtle wave, and he heads over to our table. And then he goes,
Yeah, I got the information you were looking for. This tattoo belongs to a group that calls itself...
let me get a name here real quick. Let's see, I will not roll, I will just pick something that... planet side locations, rights, species, personal occupation. Oh yeah, all right. So they're called they're called the Shadowrats. All right, so that's what they're called.
Yeah, it belongs to a group called the Shadowrats. They're pirates, slavers, and scavengers. Pretty rough crowd. They haven't been here long, but they've already made a name for themselves in certain circles, if you know what I mean.
All right, so let me put this down real quick. The Shadowrats. All right, and there's slavers, scavengers, pirates. So, and as we're talking, two people enter, and I immediately recognize that one of them has this tattoo that I've already seen and that I have photographed. And the other one, well, I can't see it because he's wearing clothes. Let's see, I should have also a picture of these guys. No, I don't. All right, so no picture, but oh yeah, yes, here indeed. All right, so one of them has this tattoo, and the other one looks pretty beefy. He's got a tattoo too, but on his arm, and yeah, he's wearing some sort of vest and has a large blaster at his side, and it looks like some sort of baton on his back. And the other one, yeah, looks similar, but his chest is somewhat more exposed, and I can see his tattoo. All right, so two of these guys enter. Let me check. Can you see this? Yeah, I think so. All right, and they look around, and the Kubats, oh, he sort of like tries to duck away.
Then, they must have followed me here.
What do you mean they must have followed you here? Didn't you make sure that you were not followed? I'm pretty amazed about this oversight, or pretty pissed actually. And let's see if they notice him, see him. All right, so 1 to 12, they see him. 16. Ooh, lucky. All right, so they look around, but then they don't see him, but one of them stays near the entrance and the other one starts actually now to circle around and goes from table to table and takes a closer look at the patrons, because there are also tables in the back that you couldn't see, and so it'll only be a matter of time when he will reach our table. And the entrance is also blocked. And Rhya goes, "Don't worry. I think I can handle it." Yeah, I know that you can probably handle him, but we don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves. No, I think I can handle it quietly. Well, I hope you can. And then the guy comes close to our table, and there's no way that the Kubats can hide from view, as Rhya wants to use the Force. She wants to alter, which is intelligence. She wants to make an alter use the Force check. So she wants to use the aspect of alter to perform the classic Jedi mind trick, going like, "This is not the person you're looking for." And I get +1 to use the Force checks, and I will set the DC at his intelligence or wisdom score, whatever. It's not that high. It's a DC 9. It's a DC 9, and I get +1. Please. Yes. Whew. Lucky. All right. 10 + 1 is 11. So the guy is at our table, and he's just as if he just wants to call over his companion, because he sees the Kubats, as Rhya, with a subtle movement of her hand, barely noticeable, whispers, "This is not the person you're looking for." And as if he is in trance, he slowly repeats, "This is not the person I'm looking for. The person you're looking for is not here. The person I'm looking for is not here. You will leave now. I will leave now." And then he goes to the door, and they talk, and then they both leave the cantina, the Stubborn Club. And the Kubats goes, "Whew, that was close. You seem to be very..." Oh, sorry, I forgot his Kubats voice. "That was close. You seem to be actually pretty persuasive." "I do have some talents." "Yeah, indeed you do, indeed you do. All right, so because of that, I will give you a discount on my fee, which is 200 credits, and I will tell you where those shadow rats usually hang out, and you gotta go from there." All right. So I just pay him 200. So let's hear it. "They're hiding, or they have claimed, an old warehouse in the factory district. I'll give you the coordinates. Let me check your compad. I will put the coordinates on your map." All right, and I hand over my compad, and he enters the coordinates.
So this is an old abandoned warehouse near the factory district. There you can find those shadow rats, and maybe you can find what you're looking for.
All right, so that wasn't too bad. Thank you. And if there's anything else, you know how you can reach me. And then he leaves. See, Rhya? Now we have a lead. But indeed, that was impressive. What did you do? Let's just say the organization I work for, or the members of my profession, we have special training. Let's not waste any more time. Let's head over to this abandoned warehouse near the factory district. And without waiting for my reply, she gets up, pulls her cloak over her head, and heads for the exit as I follow her. And this is where we will end this session. All right. I hope you liked it. I enjoyed it, and I will continue shortly. So, yeah, thank you again for watching. And yeah, I will hopefully see you in the next video. As always, stay safe and stay healthy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.